Right, Atalya, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So where are we? We're in the Green King. What was this called?
Garden King.
So we're in the Green King Garden in what's the
No,
village?
Garden King.
Garden King. Sorry, what's the village?
Swaddling Coat.
So yeah, because I'm doing my tour, I thought let's get a coffee, get a wee blather, let some of the team figure out what it is that you do.
Yeah.
Because you joined Utility Warehouse and absolutely, you built a really big business quite quickly. And one of the biggest questions I always get is, how does Atalya do it? So is it all right if we just share some of these things that
Yeah.
you do? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've got some script. And again, it's more just to help others because you'll have lots of new team members joining,
Yeah.
and I get lots of team joining up north, and they're always. We just want to make sure we keep folk on the right path when they start this business because it's not just about selling utilities, isn't it? Not.
No.
Yeah. And we're always learning that. So, how? Like, I watch you on social media, and would you say that's your main?
The main way I gather customers, recruits, things like that. Yeah.
So, like, what do you do? Give us like an idiot's guide to what you do with social media.
So I had about 20 people a day. Probably more, 20 plus people a day.
By where do you get them? Like, how do you mean ads? I'm not that technical, so
So like on Facebook, you've got a section that says suggested friends.
right.
So I would go through them. I'd sift through them, and some that you can blatantly see are fake accounts. Some that you can see are, I don't know how I'd say it, but I sift through them so that you can. I mainly add like single mums, people who look like they're in a professional background, um, people like that, and I just click add, 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 add. And some people they won't accept because some people don't. Some people will, and then that boosts your audience for your post that you're gonna put on your interaction posts. So I'll post at least 3 times a day. At least one of them being an interaction post. So it'll be like a question and answer where they'd want to comment and answer it. It'll be the other day I put one on something to be like, do you wear socks in bed, yes or no? And I got over 100 comments, 100 people saying no, no, definitely not. Whereas my answer was yes. So
See, that's really interesting, right there. So I think a lot of folk when they join Utility Warehouse would think I'll need to start posting utility sales messages.
people get bored really quickly. They'll get they'll see that and they'll think, oh, she's added me as a friend because she wants me to do this and that, and it's going to make her money and it's going to cause me an issue, kind of thing. They don't actually understand the business if you're just constantly posting about it because it looks like you're trying to force it on people.
Right. So
When
you're
people,
engaging, that's really engaging. So I post about.
yeah, you need to, instead of selling the business on social media, you need to sell yourself because people on social media they want to see your life, what you do, and before my obviously Facebook got taken down, my old Facebook, it's hacked or something, so I had to create a new one. I built up my life, so it was every time I went out somewhere to eat, me and my daughter I'd take a picture, and it'd be, oh, this is where we are today, and people would then, even if it's just things like that, you're out to eat in a cafe or you're out to eat in a restaurant, people look at that and they think, oh, she's always out. She can afford that. How does she do that? And they'll scroll through you. Oh, she
Yeah.
does utility warehouse. That must be
So,
that must be a good income kind of thing. So that's how I build it for recruits. Yeah.
so you're planting the seed by showing your lifestyle
Yeah.
and the fact that you've got the benefits of having this time freedom, the money to do what you're doing, but you're not hitting them over the head saying join my team or swap to Utility Warehouse to save money.
All of my recruiters, I haven't actually pestered anyone. Not a single person. I haven't messaged anyone saying join my team. I haven't said, oh, this is what I'm earning, come join us. Mine is literally, they'll come from my posts and say, I want to join your team. I've seen that you do, and say, wow, because I'm constantly posting promotions. Even when a new person joins, it's, oh, my team is growing. Some 4 people have joined today, and people look at them and they're thinking, oh, how is she doing? What's she doing? Or then I'm posting my life. People can see that you're an actual real person. You're not just someone on Facebook trying to get them to do something so that you can get a bit more like a scam person. they can see that you're not that, and they want to see your life basically. So I post mostly about my life, interaction posts, and then there is the odd UW post.
Yeah. Because there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing, because you need to have a little bit of the content
So people can
showing
see what you do. Yeah.
Exactly. But it should be what, maybe 70-30 lifestyle.
Yeah. Mine's like 33, 33, 33. So it'll
Right.
be UW, interaction, my life.
Right. Now, here's something that a lot of folk, because I think some folk, if they'll listen to that, they'll probably be, you know what we're like, we're always thinking, oh yeah, but she's probably got thousands of friends. You've just touched on the fact that you had your Facebook account closed on you. Not closed on you, sorry, the account's still open, you're locked out of it.
Yeah.
And that only happened a few weeks ago.
It was actually Boxing Day, so
Right, yeah. And
right
today,
after
just
Christmas.
so you know, today is I'm so blind. Can't see
15th
the
of
date.
January.
15th. Right,
Yeah.
okay. Now you had to build a whole new profile.
Yeah.
And then since Boxing Day to the 15th of January, how many folk do you now have on that new profile?
2,200, I think, so far.
Wow. Now, my profile, I don't even have 1,000. And it's the same profile I had since I started Facebook. So that's a lesson to everyone, I think, that if you just take this approach of adding 20 a day, so just going into the suggested friends and trying to friend request to people who you feel are quality.
Yeah. Because if you can actually only have 5,000 people on Facebook, so if you're just requesting willy-nilly and it's just random people who would definitely not be interested in anything, maybe not even have a house or rent a house, own a house, maybe they're like 14 or something, because there is a lot of people in my suggested friends who are really young, or you can tell instantly from the profile picture whether they may in the future be interested in what you do. So yeah, I just have a scroll through the profiles, and it does take me, I do sometimes sit there at night when I put my daughter to bed, and I'll sit there for an hour and I'll just go through, because if you're adding people willy-nilly, you're not getting, you're filling up your friends list, but no one's going to be interested in what you're doing.
So you need to be smart with it as well.
Yeah, right. And if you've got people who you know definitely aren't going to be interested, because I've had some people who are like, oh, I joined UW this time, and they're like, it was really bad for me, my bills went up and they're higher, and I'm like, well, did you sign up with a rep? And they're like, well, yeah, but they put me through on medium usage, and it turns out they're actually using a lot more. So then I'll go back with them and I'll say, this is what your bill should be and things like that. And then it actually turns out they then want to refer people to you, or even though they're already a UW customer, they can actually go to customer services and say, I think I was put through wrong, can I just speak to you? And you're then helping them, and then your name's in their mouth for referrals and for recruits. Because I see a lot of people on Facebook. I've got quite a few UW friends on Facebook, and they'll get some comments sometimes of people saying, I'm already with UW, can you get it cheaper for me, or can you help me because it's gone up? And they'll reply to that saying, no, I can't do anything for you. And with comments like that, I always reply to them and I always say, give me a message and I'll see what I can do for you. Because at the end of the day, you can't re-switch them, you can't do anything about that, but you can get that person then to refer you later on, and you may even get them as a recruit, because they may not know about the earning side of UW. So
that's a very clever yet long-term approach. And exactly what you tell it warehouse want. You know, they want reps, partners that are prepared to service and look after the customers. So that's really.
I think some people just say, oh, you can't make money from them because they're already a customer.
Yeah, but so just beat it.
But there is a way, obviously, around helping them.
Okay, so social media is big. Can see with your profile, are you private or public?
Mine's private, but that is just only because there is, with any company, there is people online that are going to be like, UW's rubbish, UW's this, UW's that, my bill did this, my bill did that. And there is people who would literally search Facebook for UW posts just to comment on them all. So I think you can only get 5,000 friends. Yeah, you can get more in followers, but I think to begin with, I just wanted to work with what I already had. So build up my 5,000 friends and, just go through the post and the interaction post with that, because when my profile was public to begin with, there was just random people come in and you tag UW, and yeah, you can filter them, yeah, you can delete them, but it just weren't. I didn't want to do that to begin with. I just wanted to build up like the friends list that I had. I think also when people see you as a public profile, they see you as a instantly they see you as a salesperson. They see you as you've got followers, you're doing something, like you're selling something. Whereas when it's just your friends, they see your profile as, you're just a normal person. Yeah, you've joined something and you're doing it on the side, and you wanna actually help people, because I don't know, that's just how I wanted to represent my profile to begin with, I think.
Right. Well, listen, it's working for you, my God. So it's not just social media, though. I did scribble a few things down, because I think we can all fall into that trap where we think that, Atalya only uses social media. Now, I'm in Glasgow and you're, where are we, Derby somewhere, kind of Derbyshire. So, all I see of you when you run your business is what I see in social media and what I see in the Genie. The Genie doesn't tell me how you got your customers, it just shows me you're doing that. It doesn't tell me how you get your partners, it tells me you're doing it. And then obviously I see social media. But it's interesting, before we pressed record, I found out that you're actually quite into, you're not always doing it, right?
Yeah.
But you have went out down the route of neighbour letters as well.
Yeah. That with neighbour letters, in the beginning, because obviously my upline, Jane and Karina and that, they're in Wales, Scotland, they're at least 2 hours, 3 hours away from me. In the beginning, I was just going out posting these neighbour leaflets, thinking, my number's on there. Everyone's going to be calling me because it says on the front that we're cheap. Everyone is going to be ringing me. And then I was looking at my phone and I was thinking, I've just posted nearly 1,000 of these over the past few weeks.
You're waiting for it to blow up on your phone.
Why is no one texting me? But then, obviously, after going through the training and looking and speaking to Jane, it was, no, you're not going to get anything unless you're going and knocking on their door after and following up with your thing. Obviously, you can't do it instantly. You can't post it and then instantly knock on the door. But if you just remember where you've been, the next day you can just go back and say, did you get my leaflet? And that was working, obviously, a lot better. The only thing that I wish I could do is have someone with me.
That a buddy.
Yeah, because it is scary.
God, I've done door to door and it's not easy.
A lot of my team are also scattered, because I do it from social media. A lot of my team are scattered across everywhere. I don't actually think I have more than 3 partners that live near me. So all of those partners, I wish I could go out with them as well. When I've been out with someone that's above me, I wish that I could go out with them. But because it's scattered across the UK, you've got to just kind of find a way around it, I guess. But there is still a lot of people that are going out there posting these leaflets and wondering why no one is ringing them. But it's because of the fact that you're not going and following it up, unless I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is in the follow-up that makes them then think about it rather than just see it in the leaflet. But I think it is because you're actually there. You're a person.
Yeah, I think it's we're lazy as a society, so we get enough junk mail coming through the door anyway. So when you get junk mail, I mean, I'll put this to you guys watching this as well. What do you do with your junk mail? Mine goes straight in the bin. So the leaflet is really just the tool that allows you to ring, because we're not allowed to just knock on the door.
Yeah.
But it's the conversation that gets the interaction. So just to share a wee bit on the neighbour letter side, my best month ever was 22 customers, and I done that with neighbour letters.
Yeah.
It was a January, I was bloody skint. My wife's like that, we need some serious money at the end of the month, Dale, don't let us down. And I was like, I just need to roll my socks up and get out there, roll my sleeves up, roll my sleeves up, get out there. And I just went round, and all I did is the WAM cards that you use, the presenter cards that you can buy for when you're doing a 20k giveaway.
Yeah.
I bought a pile of them, laminated them, stuck a sticker on the front just saying, from your neighbour, I will collect tomorrow. And I handed them out. Now, they were a lot more expensive than a neighbour letter, because the actual card, I think it was like you get 5 for £1.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the laminated ones?
No, they weren't. I then re-laminated them so that they would be waterproof.
Okay. Yeah.
So that the customer could leave them outside the door for me to collect. And if there was one outside the door, I knew not to ring the door, because they put it out, almost like the Clean Easy booklets. When you don't want the Clean Easy, you just stick it outside. But the ones where there wasn't one outside the door, I would ring the door.
you'd have an excuse really because you wanted your laminate back.
I want my laminate back. You know, I put
Yeah.
it on the front, I'll be there to collect it. So I'm doing what I put on the thing, I'll come back, I'll collect it. And I did 22 customers and they were all homeowners. I think it was like 7 odd grand I got that month. You know, when you add in your residual and stuff like that. And I was back in the good books with my wife. And, you know, just doing that one. And was it easy? No. Was it scary? Yes. Was it scary for you when you went out?
Yes.
Fucking, that's why you
I
need.
think on the first day that I went out, I must have only knocked on 3 or 4 doors, and I think that you've also got to remember that you're going to get people that say no. It's
Yeah.
even though you go in and knock in after you put the leaflet, people are still going to say no. I'm not bothered. Or that they're already with UW, but then you can speak to them, see if they've seen the earn inside as well.
Yeah. And I know Karina, she's out very recently. She messaged me a couple of days ago. She was out putting out her neighbour letters, following them up, and off her follow-ups, she got 8 conversations, 8 people who were happy to, you know, they didn't say, oh, I'll swap over, but there were 8 people who said, do you know what, let's have a conversation at a later date to see, you know, whether we're going to do something or nothing. And that's all the neighbour letter is. It's a route to open up a conversation with somebody about utility warehouse to see whether they want to earn or save.
Yeah.
So other things, so the social media are really good, neighbour letters, events.
I haven't done any as of yet, but I do think that they are. Obviously, I've seen people from doing them and on the 20k Facebook site. I don't know if you're on there as well.
Yeah.
But you can see that people do get obviously leads from doing that as well. So
it's where I built my business actually. Myself, Jane, up in Glasgow, we've done neighbour letters together. We did 20k events. Back in the day, it was called Win a Mini.
Yeah.
And it would be a place like this. So we're currently sitting in
Garden King.
Not Green King. That's a pub, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, it's just. We're in Garden King, so these are like prime locations to do an event where you can have somebody at the front door, a table, a 20k stand. You give them a slip as they walk in, saying, make sure and enter the free draw. They wander around, go and buy their stuff. They come sit in here, have a wee coffee, and then as they're walking back out, because you've handed them a slip.
Yeah.
A slip saying, come to the stall and make sure you get your free entry for 20 grand. So as they're leaving, they hand you the slip back. And sometimes I've had a queue of people standing waiting to hand their slip in to get, and all you're doing is when you're filling the form in, hi, are you open-minded to saving? Yes or no? Yep, I'm brilliant. You open-minded to make money? Yes or no? Yep, I'm brilliant. Oh, look, now that you said yes to these questions, can I just ask, would it be worthwhile us sitting having a wee conversation so that I can show you how that works? Some people say no thank you, but a lot of folks say yes please. And it's, you know, I mean, it might cost to do an event in here. Up in Glasgow, you'd probably get yourself in a place like this for £60 a day.
Yeah.
But there'll be other places that won't even take money off you. They're just happy you're bringing some razzmatazz to their place.
Yeah.
I find places that are really good for events are anywhere that's kind of family orientated. So things like school fun days, church fetes.
I think they're more in the summer at the minute.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But when these are like this, that's prime time.
Yeah.
Because like, you can do an event at a B&Q. I've done B&Q, I've done Macro. But the problem with those kind of are supermarkets. The problem with these kind of places is people are in a rush.
Yeah.
They've just paid at checkout, they just want to get out, and then you're standing there ready to grab them, so they're like dodging you. Whereas when you go to the family-friendly events, it's people wandering around, pushing the pram, just having a wee doner at all the different stalls. So they almost feel that they're going to wander over to your stall because they've been to the tombola stall, they've been to the face painting stand, and then they're like, oh, there's something you can win. So they just gently come over, and those events are fantastic for building a business. So you maybe want to look towards them as we start getting into the nicer weather. So just anything else that you do to build your business? Anything else that would be worthwhile for the team to know?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think it's mainly just obviously social media and helping the recruits, because once you get in the recruits, they're not going to just automatically start randomly building up 1,000 customers.
Yeah.
You've got to train them properly so that they know the exact. You want them to duplicate what you did, because if you had 10 of yourself underneath you, you'd have something worthwhile having.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got people underneath you who don't know what they're doing, and or they're doing it wrong or whatever, and their account is then just gonna basically turn into nothing.
Yeah.
Having 10 of them underneath you isn't going to be worthwhile at all.
That's a good point. So
Yeah.
let's maybe just finish on that conversation. So new team members probably need to understand that the company's been trading for 25 years.
Yeah.
So they already know what works.
Yeah.
They already have a success system. So sometimes I think team members might join and then they'll see that you post on social media. So for example, and this is just from stuff I've seen, so like you, because you're clever in social media, you've got your 30, 30, 30.
Yeah.
But a new partner joins and then they see that one of your 30% is how much do you pay for your gas and electricity.
That's what they then post over and over
Correct.
and over,
And
thinking that's what I get it from. Yeah.
And that's something that I think any new team member just needs to understand, that yes, there's a place for that post because all you're doing there is trying to create engagement.
Yeah.
But that's not the only string to your bow.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably 4 or 5 different strings to your bow when it just comes to social media.
See, there's things that you can post that don't even involve UW in the actual post. It's like, where do you do your food shop? Then people are commenting where they do the food. Oh, did you know that you could get 3% back on that if you were with you? Watch UW. I did that yesterday, and the amount of people that were commenting back, and I says, oh, you shop at Aldi. Did you know that you could get 3%? I get 3% back there. How do you do that? Watch
Do you
UW.
do that publicly or privately? Once you give them like if they've engaged on that post?
If they engage where they are, I will comment back, did you know you can get 3% cash back? Right. And if they say, oh, watch UW, I'll pop you a message. And then it's privately when you're obviously messaging them, because you won't just continue a conversation all the way down there.
Because then you're going to have some keyboard warrior come on and try and destroy it all. So you would always then create engagement, take it private.
Yeah, or you're going to have people who come on, and because you've put that whole conversation to that lady there, they'll feel no need to then message you or comment, because they can see your conversation that you've already had with that person, whereas it could be different for them. So yeah, there's loads of different things that you can put, or even things like, what would you do with a free luxury holiday each year? Things like that, it's not naming UW, it's not saying that they give you a holiday, it's not saying any of that. But then when they message you privately, you can say, oh, well, I've just earned a holiday to Greece for me and my family just by doing this, this, and this. Did you want any info on joining? A lot of people will say, oh, yeah, that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So just different posts like that. It hasn't got to constantly be, do you want some gas and electric? Do you want to pay this? Do you want to do this?
Yeah.
It can be, well, I do this. Would you like info on doing this? Like with your different posts about different things.
So there's an absolute strategy to what you're doing. At a glance, it might look like somebody's just posting an energy comment or an Aldi comment or a holiday, but it's all well thought about.
All well thought about. Some things are completely random. Some things are, like I said, do you wear socks in bed, yes or no? But that's literally to get people interaction. No, mine's yes.
Oh, is it? Oh, no.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm feet outside the covers. I don't like my feet getting warm.
But then people comment on that, you're building engagement with them. Because they'll be commenting, no, I can't do that. And then you'll be putting something back, and it will then, it's making a conversation. They've then interacted with you. They then see your extra post. They'll be like, oh, I spoke to that woman yesterday. Do you know what I mean? It's building. Eventually, you'll be building friendships, which in UW, I think that when you join and stuff, your friends and family, there's people who have friends and family who are complete no's and they have to go out and search for it. But your friends and family and people that you interact with more are more likely to sign up than a complete stranger who you've never spoke to before, you've never had any interaction with. That's in my opinion anyway. So obviously when you're building the interaction with these people, they're getting more and more warm to you than someone who just randomly joined your Facebook and doesn't know anything about you.
Would you say the key is consistency though?
Yes. If I posted once, how much did you gas and electric, and then didn't post again for 2-3 weeks.
Because
There
you
was
need
no point.
you
There
need
was
the
no point in
algorithm
that.
to work for you,
Yeah,
don't you?
there was literally no point in that one post if you're not going to continue with your post. Even if I posted something saying how much is your gas and electric, where do you do, and nobody commented, nobody liked, that doesn't bother me. I'll continue to post
Yeah.
because it's also about times of the day when you're posting, whether people are at work, whether people are here. It doesn't matter if no one likes or comments on your post. Just continue through, because I've had people who have obviously scrolled down my profile, or on your news feed, on your timeline, when you're scrolling down your Facebook, posts are coming up from weeks ago. So I'm
Yeah.
getting people commenting on my posts that are from weeks ago. So there's no point me sitting there delete. Oh, no one commented. I'm deleting that, because people might not see it there and then. They might see it a few weeks later. Like my one that literally does say how much is your gas and electric. I'm getting people that are still commenting, and I posted that when I first started this Facebook up, which was a couple of weeks ago. So it's just different when people are going to see it. Just carry on, just keep posting more things, post about your life, post about your children, post about anything.
Right, I'm learning quite a lot here. You've been on social media a lot, but I guess I think in my early days I posted far too much about utilities.
Yeah.
Alienated my social media contacts because I looked like a shark.
Yeah.
Trying to sell to them on social media. They'll all, not saying they've all unfollowed me, but I bet a lot of them probably unfollowed me because they're like, I wish he'd shut the about gas and electricity for, because I wasn't doing the 30-30-30. You know, I'm just like, boom, you're an idiot if you don't join utility warehouse. Boom, you're an idiot if you don't want to make more money. And I guess folk don't like being told they're an idiot. So, yeah, I could probably learn a fair bit from that. So just in closing, we've got somebody that's new. What is the tip that you would give them? And the reason I ask this is because you, in fairness, you are still quite new to utility warehouse yourself. You've been one of the fastest promotions in the company to senior team leader and then senior team leader. You're closing in on group leader, and you've done all that in a really short space of time. Just for example, it took me 18 months to hit team leader. How long did it take you?
3.5 weeks, I think it was.
3.5 weeks. It probably took me, I think, once I hit team leader, I don't think I hit senior team leader until I was 9 years in. How long did it take you to hit senior team leader?
Just under 4 months.
Right, okay, so I think I was just doing it a different way, the wrong way.
I don't think there's a wrong way. I think it just, now the generation is all on social media, and it's much easier and quicker to contact people on social media than it is. Obviously, when you started, you were going out, you were doing things every day. So I think it's just the generation of social media. It's much quicker to contact people.
It's very kind of you to try and not make me feel as bad. So, final thing, what's your advice to the new partners about, because I guess most of them when they join, they're probably going to look at social media as a big part of how they want to run their business. There's no getting away from that fact. But how do we prevent the people coming in and maybe getting that? Because I see a trend sometimes, they'll come in, they'll get 1 or 2 bits of business because they've done some social media posts, but then because the consistency is not there, the business dries up almost as quickly as it's fired up. What would you say is the secret to ensuring that doesn't happen?
Consistency, literally. If you're not consistently posting, you're not consistently adding a new audience to your social media, you're going to burn out what you've already got on there. Because you may put a post on. I've had a few team members who they've put a post on, and they've hit their 6 customers instantly. Well, not instantly, but they've done it that day or the next day or whatever. I've had someone who's obviously hit QD star. She did that in one day. But that was because obviously I was jumping on remote. I was available that whole day to jump on remotely and do those appointments, and she had them pretty much straight away from one post on Facebook. But then it was a struggle after that, because it was, well, no one else is commenting or liking on that. I've posted that again, but no one's doing it. And it's like, you've got to be consistent with what you're doing. You've got to show your life. Yeah, you've got to think of that as a win. You've got 6 people straight away, or even if you've got 1, you've got that 1 person straight away. That's a win. Anything after that, you've got to keep going. You've got to keep building what you're doing. Your audience eventually, after a few posts, that audience that you've already got on Facebook have seen those posts. If they haven't messaged you then, they're either not going to, or they're going to in some time. So you need to keep posting, keep reminding them that you're there, keep planting seeds into their their brain, whatever. And eventually they'll either come to you or they won't. They may unfriend you, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because they obviously didn't want anything to do with it anyway. They weren't going to sign up. They weren't going to do anything. So you also need to stop thinking of what other people think of you. Or what if this person unfriends me? Well, they weren't going to support you. You're making money. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. So you just got to stay consistent and help new people.
I'm sitting here listening to your answer, and I am like, left at the car. Yesterday I bought the book, The Consistency Chain.
Yeah.
Because I've had so many people in Utility Warehouse recommend it. Haven't read it yet. I've just read the back cover. It's only that thick. Yeah. I'm not a big reader. I hate reading, to be honest. But I hate being skint more, so I'm quite happy to read it if I need to. That's maybe a book we should start promoting to team.
Yeah.
Because I think if consistency has been your biggest success, it's probably been, if I look at my journey through Utility Warehouse to get me to senior group leader, it's the windows in my business when I have stayed consistent, I've had the fastest growth.
Yep.
I think that's maybe the key for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Just buying into the process, understanding that it's not get rich quick. There is a success system to follow. If you follow it, you'll see the success. But again, if you try and cut corners, we're also, like anything, if you cut corners in life, you're just not going to get the results you need. So, look, been really good having a blather with you. Thanks for letting me try out this new kit as well. Fingers crossed the recording's been all right.
Imagine if we just done all that and nothing's recorded.
Well, do you know what? If it doesn't work, then hey, better to try and fail than not try.